Everybody, welcome in.
I've had a chance to review your charts on both tests. That first test, you did not pass the test. You declared to me that you have that. And the questions you're having a problem with are questions about crime. And in particular, one about whether or not you know worship. I treat police officers in these circumstances like I would myself. We're not going to go through all the interviews. You and I are on the same page. But again, I'm also going to tell you the complete truth as we're sitting here. And it's no longer a matter of wondering, do you know anything about what happened? We're past that. And I'm crystal clear. I give everybody a good, fair test. I'm no longer asking you if you know. You do. Now, what you want to do with that is entirely up to you. I'm going to yell and scream at you. I'm talking to you man to man as a fellow law enforcement officer. The time has come for you to think real hard about the rest of your life. This is you. I'm not talking about Brooks or anybody else. And I'm telling you facts of life. I'm an old guy. I'm not trying to be your father figure here, but I'll tell you, in doing this for 25 years, the way that this pans out. When the FBI gets involved in this investigation, I want you to listen to one thing. You don't have to say anything to me. You can do whatever you want. As I said, you may never even meet an FBI agent, right? But once you get on the radar, we don't go away, unless there's a reason to. I thought there would be. You didn't pass this, and there's some other information there as well. So I guarantee you we're not going away. The FBI has unlimited resources. Forensic information, electronic information, many bodies as we want to pour out here, do surveillance and look through everything. We will find Crystal. I have zero doubt about that. And inevitably, what's going to happen is we'll determine exactly if she's injured and dead, which the likelihood is. You come to that conclusion yourself. The way that happened and the means in which it happens. Now, I know what your relationship is with your brother. It's a tight relationship, but in a unique kind of way. You have a little different relationship, and it's actually very similar to what mine and my brother are. Close, but in a very different way. And no doubt in my mind that you've spoken with him about what happened. You know essentially what happened. And whether or not it was something staged out and planned in terms of I'm going to make it go away, or it was something that was an act. My hunch is, I don't know, because I don't have the physical evidence in front of me to know, but 99% of the time it's something that was not intended, a push, a shove, somebody trips, hits her, or whatever. Have no idea. We find her, we're going to know, no doubt about it. And we will. And at that point, they're no longer going to come and ask you what happened. They're no longer going to come and ask Brooks what happened. They're going to know what happened. And they're going to prosecute, assuming a worst-case scenario, because everybody had an opportunity up front to say, whoa, time out. It's a horrible, horrible thing. I got scared. Let me just tell you what happened. Nobody's going to want to hear that anymore, because all your testimony in the grand jury, all his in the grand jury, the interviews that were recorded, where there are demonstrable lies about things that were said, that's all put in front of a jury and or a judge. You know, you've been enlisted. And people are going to look at it in the totality and say, well, now they're saying it was some kind of an accident or they didn't intend for it to happen. Why did they just say that? Last month, last year, 5 years ago, whenever it may be. And what's going to end up happening is people end up getting prosecuted and then people start cutting deals and who's going to get the reduced sentence involved. You know how that all works. Point is, at that point, it's out of everybody's control. If we're going to get involved as the FBI and expend all these resources, then we're going to just assume the worst. to go forward. If at this stage, however, and I'm just giving you the facts to lay out, these are not things that I have no doubt you've pondered this since the very first day this all occurred. Mm-hmm. But I want you to refresh it in your mind. You think about it however you want to. What everybody that I've talked to believes is this was something that was not a planned out murder prior. It was about a relationship and something that happened where people haven't met people. You know, people don't. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't appear you would be here. That's why I asked you about the relationship and others. Nobody pointed the thing at the relationship. Again, I'm not going to lay out all the evidence that's sitting there right now. There's plenty. And I don't know the additional evidence that's going to come out as it goes forward. We're just getting started on an awful lot of it. But rest assured, it's all going to be laying on a table. You know, what is an example type of a case where just you put together the totality and it's so overwhelming that there is only one conclusion that a jury can draw. That's probably how this is going to work out. Unless somebody wants to step up and be in hand. Better. 25 years of doing it, it always works out. People aren't going to come. You know the deal. Once you've interviewed a lot of people in your career, I'm quite sure, more than a few, I would bet. You've been in law for 11. An interview can be as simple as talking to people or traffic. Mm-hmm. You know people. And in talking to those people, you pretty much know what you've been around kids. You know, if you ask them a question, you know pretty good. Well, that's what I do. It's obvious. Looking at your interviews before, it was already obvious. You're not being truthful about something. To me, it was equally obvious. You're not somebody that had a role or for this thing to me. There could be some other issues and factors there. I don't know. That's mine. But when we start talking about her, where she is right now, you know, when somebody fails a polygraph, the reason I did the test like this, you saw that numbers test, right? When I had you write the number 5 and I had you tell me that you didn't write it, and it jumps off the screen that you're telling me the truth. Mm-hmm. There's areas right off of that list you did the exact. What that is a guilty knowledge. And what that is your heart and your mind betraying what your body knows to be the truth. My master's degree is very different in physiology, which means the mind and the body interacting. This is actually admissible. It's scientific valid. So when I say you know more than what you told me, I get it. And I tell you, oh, you didn't do it. I'll show you. What's the result on it? Section 100, and then greater than 99. What's greater than 99? 100, right? What are the questions? Do you know where Crystal is right now? Are you hiding any information about what happened? You didn't tell me? Oh, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not going to sit here and make up a bunch of stuff. So the cat's out of the bag as far as your guilty knowledge. I'm not going to play the games with you. I'm telling you, 2 individuals who know the way investigations work. What the? And the time is now, today. And we can talk all about Crystal and how we need to get her up and burial closure, son needs closure, and all those things are true. But you're a realist. You deal with them at today, and they go on forward. You in the interview the other day, you were concerned about why isn't Brooks acting differently with what's happened here? You know, his girlfriend, mother's child is missing, and he's happy-go-lucky. Well, people react to things in different ways, and I get that. That's why I say your relationship with him is a close relationship, and others. I'm the same way. It's an introvert's way of dealing with it. Introvert doesn't mean shy. It means to deal with things from an internal look. We all do. I'm very much that way. So That's why I'm not going to go into all these things about getting her a proper burial and we all know that to be true. And you've already talked about that. You're dealing with that. What you're dealing with going forward is you, and more importantly, your brother. Your role in this, I'm assuming, because I wasn't out there, to see exactly what you did or didn't.
Was nothing.
Well, I'm not even asking you.
Okay, we'll go ahead.
You did. I've already shown you, so I'm not asking you if you did or didn't. You did.
Okay.
And we both know that. For a while, I'm not trying to be punny, but it's crystal clear what happened. Now, the details of who did what when, can I tell you exactly? No, but I can demonstrably point out through forensic evidence already that things that you told us about where you were at various times are demonstrably empty. We could prove privately today that you were places. That's just one. Again, I'm not asking for, I'm telling you the facts of what happened. Believe whatever you want about what I'm telling you. But I get paid to be truthful. I'm here, my whole point today, when I'm doing a polygraph examination, I'm working for you, working on a person, and that's fair. This is about a question for the truth. And we're much closer today. You can deny, and that's fine. Some people do. It's will. That's what you've done at this point. And it's human nature. You know, when people are asked questions about a matter such as this, they immediately circle the wagons and start to, well, out of self-preservation, we all...
Man, let me just cut you off. Do we need to take this any further?
I would like to take it to the truth. That's the whole reason we're here.
Is the test, though? You're talking crazy.
Well,
you're talking crazy.
Was that your rehearsed response to what was going to happen today?
I don't know what it sounds like. I'm just telling
you.
Well,
I'm telling you what
you're talking crazy.
What's right about it? What?
The accusations you're making.
Yeah, I'm saying you're involved in this.
Absolutely not.
Well,
none.
You already told me that. That's why we did the polygraph, to find out. Well, now we both know.
I told you what now?
You told me before you had nothing. Right.
Yes.
Well, now we're past that, because I've already shown you did have something.
I don't know what the test...
I just showed you.
Okay,
I just showed it to you.
But I'm telling you, I did have...
And I'm telling you you're lying. I can't make it any... I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I'm telling you the truth.
That's what I'm doing to you. I'm telling you the truth.
No, you're not. We're past it. I've already shown you.
I've taken the polygraph. Do you have anything else for me? Because, I'm not going to sit here and we're not going to go back and forth like this.
You do whatever you want to do. I said that.
I want to cooperate with you. I'm not here...
Tell me what happened. Tell me what you know.
I don't know anything.
We're past that. You've already shown me that you did.
I know nothing. I'm sorry.
That's not true. It's not me. I just showed you. I don't even show people theirs. I showed you yours.
Man.
And I even went the extra step for you to find out, okay, well, let's try to nail down what you know more about. You know more about this. Who would know? Am I saying that you did it or you don't know? I'm just saying you know more than we do. Whether that's a simple conversation with your brother or whether you were physically involved out there, I can't tell you. Either one of those things would explain what I'm saying. My hunch is it's something that your brother told me.
I don't know anything. He has not spoken with me about this.
Well,
he's my brother.
I'm glad you said that because he probably would know better than to say that. So it's a matter then perhaps of what you observed or what you saw other people. I don't know. I wasn't there. All I'm telling you is objectively. That's what we do. You and I do. That badge on there is what? That's a shield edge, right?
Yes.
That's what we do. And I'm protecting you just as I would anybody else. But at the end of the day, I'm protecting my people. And objectively, looking at the facts, even if I were to take this out of the equation, why would somebody, on numerous occasions, in a formal interview, under oath over there, say something they know isn't true? Why would they?
Well, you know about me?
About you?
Well, do you think it would have had anything to do with being a little irritated about how things are going?
Well, that's why you lied?
I didn't lie.
Well, I'm telling you, you did. I could show that already. This is not...
Tell me about one of the lies.
Well, I can do that unless you're going to help me to understand the reasons behind it. I'm not going to lay out all the evidence that you do or don't have, but I can...
I didn't ask you. I said, tell me about something I've lied about.
That's what we're talking about. In the grand jury, you said places that you were not. Today, when I asked you specifically a moment ago about whether or not you were ever at certain places, and you told me no. Well, I already knew when I asked that question. Those are just examples.
Are you talking about the video out there in the driveway?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you don't.
But I can promise you that I have been 100% honest with you.
No, that's what everybody, 100% honest. That's what everybody says. I'm 100%, I'm 110% honest. That's not it. Look, there's either the truth or not the truth, right?
And that's what I gave you, the truth.
Well, but you didn't, and I've already shown. I give you the benefit of that before you come in. I'm assuming you're telling me the truth. Look, I treat people the way they treat me. You haven't been an ass with me, and I'm not going to be an ass with you. I'm not that kind of guy. But I'm laying out for you what I've seen here. I can't argue with this. I've done over 2,000 of these. Trust me, when I told you I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing.
You must have slipped up today. I mean, I don't...
What do you think the chances are better that you slipped up and the truth snuck out here, or that I slipped up?
I know you slipped up, but if you're telling me that I failed that test...
I told you in no certain terms you did fail that test.
Well, then the
I
test,
showed you.
then it wasn't valid. I mean...
Absolutely valid.
Well, listen, I'm telling you, I had nothing to do with it.
Okay, well, that's fine, and I'll tell you, I'll even give you that you had nothing to do with it. Okay?
I know for certain.
Purposes here today.
I know for certain I had nothing to do with it, and I know nothing about it.
Well, that I won't. I won't give you.
Well, I mean, that's
because
just
I've shown that. Look, one of the two things is true. Either you know something, and it could be something relatively insignificant that you haven't told me.
I don't know anything. Absolutely nothing.
Well, then why would you be less than candid with me, with the other interview, and everything?
There's a reason for that.
That's what I'm saying. Explain that.
I had nothing to do with this, and I don't know anything about it.
No.
You know, it's just irritation. I mean, that just kind of worked its way into this.
Okay.
You know, I've been 100% honest.
Okay. Well, that gets the, maybe that's it. Let me ask you that. All right. I'll give you that. When I ask you if you'd be less than candid, that means less than 100% truthful. You said you were irritated. Okay. Which I understand. I would be too. True. No doubt about it.
Okay.
Have I been accused of things in the past that I didn't do? Yeah. Have I been accused of things I did do? And I've been irritated when I got accused of things I did do because you talk about being irritated in there. Tell me some of the things that, again,
I'm not rehashing all this. I'm just...
No.
I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste mine.
My time is not wasted if we're here talking.
Listen, I don't know nothing about this.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing at all, and I had nothing to do with it. I don't know anything.
Well,
if I had something to tell you, I would she's got kids.
I'm aware of that.
Okay.
Why do you think we're here?
Okay, look, I don't know nothing.
Well, something you just
not
said.
Even something insignificant.
Clear that up for me, what you just, because I said, why would you be less than candid with me or the other interview in the grand jury? And you said, why would that be? Because I was irritated. Okay.
Well, just being irritated and being put in front of 12 people and accused of stuff like this, I mean, you know, you're going to forget things and not be able to speak as well as you normally would. I mean, there's more to it than you're saying.
Well, that's what I'm asking. That's exactly what I'm asking.
And some of those things you can't explain. I'm not going to sit here and try to explain.
Take your time to relax. Look, as I said, I'm sitting here. I'm here working for you. If there's stuff to explain it. I will take all day with you to fix it.
And it would take all day to go through all this. I mean,
brother, you're on the clock. You're getting paid, so am I. Give me the thumbnail sketch if you want. Just explain to me what your big concerns are.
I'm not going there.
Why not? It makes no sense.
I'm not going there. Okay.
Well, it's not okay for me.
Well,
look what we're dealing with here. We're talking about the potential murder of an individual or an accidental death, right?
And if I knew anything, I would help you.
No, it's not. We're going to.
I know where you're going with this, man.
Where am I going?
You're going to just bring all this stuff about Crystal, and you know you need to be,
No,
go ahead.
I told you, I wouldn't go this whole read technique stuff with you, right? What I'm talking about just is what you just about explaining it to me so I can understand where you're coming from. You don't have to go through a whole life's history unless you want to. You said you were irritated, and there's things that you don't know, man. That's what you said. Help me to understand what some of those things are that I don't understand. That would then make me understand the reason. There can be explanations, is my point.
Yeah, I mean, just this whole process, starting from the chief and going down. I'm not going to do that.
But you said there's things
I know about. This be shown to him. He'll be irritated, and then he'll be watched. I'm not doing that. It's that simple. I mean,
what do you mean? I'm not understanding.
You ought to be following me, man. If you're as sharp as, if you work for the, you ought to be following me. Okay?
Talk to me like I'm a kid then.
No, I'm not. Okay?
I'm giving you every opportunity.
And I'm telling you, no. Okay? I don't know anything about this.
Well, that's okay. That's not what I'm talking about. But you said there's things that I'm not going into it. Explain it.
I'm not going into it. Okay?
Why not?
Because it's not worth going into.
I would think it would be very worth going into.
It's not worth going into.
Why not?
Okay? I'm not talking about it, period.
Why not?
Because I'm choosing not to.
Okay, that's fine, but tell me, I'm not face as a man, I'm not going to tell you the truth. That's all that matters.
That's not what I just said.
That's what I'm hearing.
Well, then you need to rethink it.
Well, help me to rethink it.
I'm not trying to listen to me. I'm not going into it. Okay? I mean, I'm here to cooperate with your polygraph and all that stuff, and you can make any kind of notes you want. You can assume that I failed. It didn't bother me.
What is it you haven't pulled into the polygraph?
I'm not going into to everything that's happening. I mean,
like what?
I don't have nothing to do with this. Guys showing up at my house.
Look, this is the first day you and I've met, right?
Yes.
Have I been anything but cordial with you? Everything?
And I think I've been the same way with you.
I'm not accusing you of not being.
Okay, there's nothing else to discuss here. I mean, if I had something to give you, I would. I don't.
Put yourself in my seat for just a second.
Okay.
And I'm talking to someone who's a family member, essentially, is missing possibly. And you're sitting here, and that individual, who you know nothing about, never met before today, right? But you've seen some interviews where you haven't been completely truthful about things. Not just kind of, haven't been completely truthful about a couple.
I've been 100% truthful.
Listen to what I'm saying.
You listen to what I'm saying. I've been 100% truthful.
Why are you yelling at me?
Well, because you're telling me I'm lying, and I know I'm not. I know the truth, And I've been 100% honest with you, the grand jury, and everybody else I've spoken with.
Here's what I'm getting. We just said.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
I most definitely have. And if you don't want to believe it, that's your issue. It's not mine.
It's not just me. I showed you.
Dude, I don't give a goddamn what your fucking computer said. Okay?
I think you do.
I'm telling you that I have been 100% honest with you.
Is this how you act when you act this way towards Crystal?
When somebody... Is this how I act toward Crystal? Yeah. I act toward people that accuse me of lying when I'm not lying. That's how I act. No, I didn't know Crystal.
Then why are you getting so angry?
Because you're calling me a fucking liar.
No, I'm just calling you a liar.
Okay?
I'm not cussing you.
I don't like it when people call me a liar. I'm being 100% truthful with you.
It's only the truth or not. What you said.
Dude, why can't you? I'm being truthful.
Look, we're not 2-year-olds, all right?
Okay.
So it's not, yes I am, no I'm not. Yes I am, no I'm not. We're talking. I've been nothing but professional with you, trying to help you in this situation.
Other than calling me a liar when I'm not.
Look, the right thing to do is to tell you you're not being truthful, what I'm going to tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, I don't care. Little lies, big lies, they're all the same in terms of the polygraph.
I haven't told any lies.
That's not entirely true.
It is 100% true.
Then help me to figure this out.
Okay.
What you just told me a moment ago, maybe explain it to me so that maybe I misunderstood what you're telling me. You told me because you were irritated and there's all kinds of things that I don't know about whatever, that I can't understand why you would say the things you said. That's what you said.
It's just been an experience. Well, all this is going on. You got guys showing up over at my house, taking calls. I mean, this is crazy.
Okay, that's what I'm asking about. Are we talking about because of things that have gone on since it's happened, or are you talking about there's things that have gone on over time that I'm not understanding?
No, I'm talking about recently.
Okay, well, how am I supposed to know that? If you don't
I mean, this is simple stuff, man. I mean, I have been 100% honest with you, and surely, God, you can understand with people showing up at my house, my family out there taking cars, the neighbors are watching. Man, it's been screwed up.
Of course I can understand.
Okay.
But I wasn't there. How do I know all this?
Well, man, you just assume. I mean, if you were a patrol officer and you got your chief showing up, and, I mean, dude, that's crazy. Who the hell?
Professional.
I mean, listen, they come up with all these lies about, well, there's bodily fluid in your car, there's blood. There is no way in hell there is any blood in that car.
I have no idea.
Everybody's told me that. I did speak with the state police. That's the first thing they said.
Okay.
Grand jury. I mean, it's crazy.
But I'm not them, right?
Okay, but I'm just saying this is crazy.
It may be. All I'm saying, look, I'm not vouching for all this stuff. The evidence will speak for itself, right?
Sure.
So it really doesn't matter what people want to say or not. The evidence that I've told you about that I can demonstrate are things that we already do have back that I can show. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't think they're anything that paint you in a horrible light. They show discrepancies with what you've said. Well, there may be a very clear reason for that.
And there is.
Well, that's all I'm saying. I'm not. When I accuse you of lying over here, and lie is a bad one. Nobody wants to hear lies. We've all lied in our lives. I don't care who you are. I have, no doubt about it. We all have. Nobody wants to hear that. But somebody who's telling a lie, it's the same thing as saying they're not being completely true, right? Okay, that's a little prettier way of saying it, but it's the same thing. I'm not saying you're so dishonest, you're so this and this. That's not what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is today with you, I have been 100% honest, and I don't know nothing about it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, And I'm saying that that's not entirely true, but it could be.
I mean,
but listen to what I'm saying here. You want to get mad and defensive about it. Hear what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Because I'm truthful. I'm going to be completely truthful as I have been. Person would fail a polygraph on the questions that I asked you on a spectrum of issues, whether it be, yeah, you were out there and watched her get shot and killed by somebody. And again, I'm making that up, all right? You would fail if that had happened and you told me you knew nothing about it, right? Obviously. On the far end of the spectrum, if there's something you know about in your mind that you haven't told me or other investigators, could be about as simple as you saw an argument one time, and again, I'm making it up. You saw an argument between Brooks and Crystal a year ago where she pushed him.
They've never been physical with one another.
I'm making it up.
Okay.
What I'm talking about is the bigger picture is you would fail a polygraph on something that simple or something that dramatic. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. It could be anything in between. I'm not assuming it's worst case. In fact, I'm assuming it's something you just haven't got off your chest with me or someone else. That's all I'm saying. Is it a little more clear what I'm talking about?
It is, but there's nothing on my chest.
Well, but here's the thing, and I think that there is.
Okay.
And again, I'm not assuming that it's something huge and dramatic. It may be. I can't tell you what this thing is going into your brain and telling you this is what you're seeing. That's not what I'm saying. All this does is tells me, do you feel you are being completely truthful or do you not? And it is telling me you do not feel you're being completely truthful. Well, that's okay. Your level of what's truthfulness may be a little different than mine. That's why I take the time to explain what I'm asking and why I'm asking. Mm-hmm. So it's clear when I ask that question, you can confidently say yes or no. Well, obviously, with those two questions in particular, Crystal, about whether you're hiding the information, there's something that you weren't confident enough to say with 100% certainty. There's some other thing, and it may be a personal family issue, for all I know, that you feel, and frankly, I think it's probably something along those lines, that you feel, well, man, if I tell them that, they're going to think he's just evil or he did something terrible. I'm not going to think.
If anything stands out in mind, I'll tell you.
Well, then looking back at, when you think about something, and not from other investigators, the investigation and what happened to Crystal and how that's affecting your brother. With all this, when you sit at home at night and you're laying in bed and you think about what's your biggest concern and looking back, because we all do. We all are analytical in law enforcement. We think about everything that's ever happened, right? And you start assessing this. You may not discuss it with everybody else. I get that. People handle emotions in different ways, especially in traumatic circumstances. Mm-hmm. I know I do. I'm an internal. But I guarantee you that means I think about it inside more than I'm talking about to other people. What I'm saying is, when you're sitting there at night, you're thinking about it. Maybe you talked to Brooks, but maybe you didn't. What is it? Where's your mind focus on something that you look back at and go, man, maybe that's something that I should have talked to Brooks about, or maybe that's something might have something to do with it. Where do you focus? These are just suspicions in your mind, right? But what do you think about? That's what cops do. That's what we do. Where does your mind land at?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know Crystal. I don't really know my neighbor. It's sad.
I get it.
I mean, I just wasn't around them. I never really saw them argue anything. If they did, they did it away from me. I don't.
Well, that's fine. And if they did argue, I don't care. Mm-hmm. I mean, people argue. So what? My point is there's things, anyone along that nature, mm-hmm. or even a comment that Brooks has made before or after she went missing, that may cause you some pause in your mind. That may be enough, potentially, to cause you to have an issue on the phone. I don't know what you know. I only know, do you believe you're being truthful? And you don't feel you're being 100% truthful. Maybe you're being 99 now. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if I did, I'd tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I can't just make something up, and throw it at you. I mean,
you know what I asked you to. That's why I'm asking you just to tell me the truth on what you... See, the way it's working suspicions don't do anything. Wondering, thinking, I don't know, what could it be? Has nothing. You only respond in the way you do, the physiological signature of somebody who's in your mind. Mm-hmm. Which means in your mind, and again, I have no idea what that thing is. It could be something horrible, it could be something very wonderful. But only you know what that is. And that's what I'm getting at is, that leads you to this. So this is the thing that I would think in my head to confront. At that point, I'm going to probably explain what I'm doing. It's what we do. When people initially say, don't know nothing about nothing, and it turns out, as I said, in a later night, they go, okay, I do know a little bit about something, but it's probably not important, but I'm going to have told you I don't know anything, so if I tell you this, you're going to think I'm lying to you. That's not the thing.
Man, nothing stands out. I mean, I wish I could think of something. Where it is, I mean, I think of any examples, they never gotten, as far, I don't think Brooks would have ever got physical with her. I really didn't see them argue. I mean, I ain't got nothing to give you.
Well, and I'm glad you say it, because everything from what little I've talked to people about Brooks in particular, how you do it, it's not history of violence and that kind of stuff, but no domestic cases.
No.
Which means that whatever happened here was likely, you know, again, I hate to use the word accident. What this job, and I don't know, I haven't even seen her. How big is she?
I don't know, maybe 150 pounds or something.
Yeah, well, to me that's big, but he's bigger than she is.
Yeah.
Okay. And men being men, women, they get hot-headed, and they start pushing and shoving and screaming and throwing tantrums and all that stuff. Not all, I hate to throw a blanket, but a lot do. And all I'm saying is in those situations, if it's a situation where she got mad and she pushed or shoved and the defendant's not going to hit a woman, it could be as simple as in the course of that, she fell and hit her. For all I know. I don't know. But in those circumstances, that's a real easy answer to what's occurred here. You know, we're going to find it, we're going to know exactly
sure, no doubt.
But the time to hear about those things, what actually happened after the before we did.
I wish I could lead you there, but I can't. I've got nothing for you. I don't know where she's at. We didn't have nothing to do with it. I'm telling you, that's the way it is. I mean, I don't know, you know, if you watch the grand jury testimony or my interview with the state police, I mean, you know, sometimes I don't speak well. Like, a lot of times when I go to court, I've got my report in front of me. I read word for word. I just don't remember all that stuff. And then you put 12 people in front of me, they start asking you a bunch of silly questions. I mean, stuff just blanks out. I mean, I don't respond well to that.
I get that. I don't like speaking in front of groups, period. Even 12 people in jury. I hate that. Fine. It's what we got to do. But I'm also a student of people. I think that's what my master's degree is. So when I watch the interviews, I don't just listen, but I listen to what's being said, how it's being said, the analysis, the theology, what people are doing in the room. And you can turn off the sound in some of those interviews and see spots for an objective interview. You go, well, I did leave the sound on, so I listened to some of those spots. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they're huge critical issues. And it may be as simple as what you said earlier, that because of irritation and accusation, you just decided you're not going to tell people about whatever, fill in the blank.
Well, it's not that I didn't tell them. It's just that, you know, a lot of that stuff I didn't remember, you know, and I'm not going to start making stuff up or tweak it in any way. Yeah. I'll just straight up tell you I don't remember. If I don't, I'm not going to make something up.
Absolutely, I get that, and I'm not. I wouldn't want you to say something that you didn't know. I mean, if you do that, you're lying by definition.
Yeah.
But the other side of that is, I mean, we all have politicians. Hillary Clinton, prime example, right? I'm older than you, but looking back at the Whitewater days, back when she was interviewed, her husband was interviewed. We use those as studies in interviewing.
Yeah,
and what do they say more often than any other? What's the phrase they use?
I don't know. I'm not up to date.
That's actually what they say. And when it's clear that they do. And so, and I'm not saying this is the case with you, but when you hear I don't recall, it tends to raise flags with people that are investigating your question, right? The truth may be you don't recall, but that's certainly a viable option. But when you couple those statements with all the other things around the room, and then when in some of those instances, not all, but there were a few, where we can physically out say, well, no. When you didn't say I don't recall, you said I was here or I was not there. And we can say, well, yeah, but here's the evidence that shows you were there.
If you're talking about the vehicles in the driveway, then they harped on that and harped on it. I mean, they must have asked the question 10 times. I mean, we may have been. I don't know.
That's not what I'm talking
about. Okay.
Yeah, as far as that, I think at the end of the day, you were, you changed your answers up somewhat to be as truthful as I think you could be. When you said, no, I don't think we were there, we can show whether you were or weren't there. I mean, that's simple. So whether you recall or not, but what I'm talking about are other times that I haven't given you the evidence on here today. I've asked you questions about where you were or where you were not, and you were definitive. Well, and again, it's not a huge issue in the grand scheme of things in terms of you being in a certain spot or not being there. But if I already know the answer to that, the truth, the ground truth, as we say, and you're saying something other than what I know I can prove, it raises questions in my mind.
That's not happening.
But it is my point.
Okay, whatever.
My point is that...
I mean, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you've heard, but I'm just telling you, I didn't do it. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know anything about it. My brother, and I can tell you, I know him well enough, he didn't do it. It's just the way it is. I mean,
have you ever known somebody that you said wouldn't do something?
Sure I have, but it wasn't my brother.
Right, so you're choosing to believe.
Because I know him real well?
I understand.
Yes, yes, I am.
And if it's my brother, I'm going to feel the same way.
Okay.
My point being, just because you feel
it. I mean, I feel 100%. Not 96, not 98. I mean, there's just no, this is crazy. He would not have done that.
But what you're saying is you believe it at the end of the day.
Well, it's not that I believe him because I haven't questioned him about it. You know, I haven't,
Why would...
Because I know him well enough, I don't have to ask him that question.
Okay, well, I guess what I'm asking really is this, not, my brother, if he did it or didn't either. No. But what I would do as an investigator, if you was a police officer, if she's missing, and you believe you know anything to do with it, I would investigate or want to question him and say, look, what do you think happens here? How do we find her? How do we get her back? What do you all think about this? Those are conversations I had.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering why you haven't had those kinds of conversations. Or maybe you have.
We've talked briefly about it.
Well, talk to me a little bit about those conversations.
I mean, I don't really remember word for word. We spoke very little about it.
You're not
I'm not investigating it. I mean, a lot of people have asked why we're not out there looking with our family members jumping out in the road giving us stuff. I'm not going to get out in the woods and have somebody end up threatening me or something. Then I've got to do something silly.
But what I'm asking is, you're not under oath here or anything. I'm not asking you to remember specifically what we said. I'm just talking in generality. Tell me about, were the conversations like what I just described? Hey, what's going on? What do you think happened? How can I help?
I mean, I don't remember those. I mean, I'm not going to start making stuff up, and I'm just not going to do it.
Let me ask this, if you're me, would it not strike you extremely odd?
I just think things get screwed up. You know, I'm not going there. I mean,
Wouldn't you want to help him find her?
Of course, I want to help find her. I want her to walk in his door right now. You don't clear this whole mess up, you know?
Absolutely. But for that point, that's what I'm saying. Wouldn't you ask her, what can I do now?
I mean, we really haven't been around a lot, around each other a lot, We've been up there to the farm a few times. Both of us are just incredibly busy. I didn't know Crystal, He's dealing with this. I'm not gonna stress him out about it.
Yeah, but aren't you gonna help?
Of course I want to help, but
that's what I'm getting at.
But what can we do,
So maybe you ask him, what can I do?
There's nothing we can do,
She's just gone.
I mean, hopefully, like I said, she'll show up any minute. And if not, obviously you guys are going to find her at some point. Find out how she was killed. Is there evidence under her fingernails? All this stuff. And it's not going to point toward him or me.
Who would it point to?
Well, how the hell would I know that?
That's what I'm asking you.
I'm not investigating the crime. I don't know.
Do you have any suspicions of anybody?
I do not. I didn't hang around Crystal. I don't know her husband. I don't know her ex-husband. I don't know those people. If I had anything to throw out at you, I'd do it.
What about other investigators?
About?
Would you tell them?
I would tell other investigators. I don't too much care for John Snow, but the rest of them, I don't have a problem with them. State police, Mike Kaminsky's a good guy. Ed Madley's a good guy.
You met, I don't know, is Zachary something or?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know him other than.
He's only admitted that he lies in court. I just keep dealing with a guy like that.
Okay. Did he admit that to you or something?
He admitted it to a bunch of us over in the squad room. Hell, there was half a dozen of us over there. You know, I'm not going to get between a guy like that and my brother. I mean, I know he had nothing to do with it, but I don't want things to get screwed up either.
Well, I agree.
You know, I want this done right.
Would there be a reason that Brooks would say that he did this, guy?
No, there's no way he said that. No reason, no way, 100% not.
Yeah, I know they asked you about it, but I know when he was being interviewed, you called him.
Yeah, he was with John Snow. He was with John Snow for
that
hours. Yes. Yes, I called up there. Brooks is a really cooperative guy. He's honest. You know, and I just basically, I didn't tell him to leave. I told him, I said, you go ahead and finish up your, he was giving a narrative or whatever, a statement. I said, it's fine to give that. I said, say what you mean what you say. You know, I asked him, I said, are they screwing you around? Are they asking the same questions, but in different ways? Because he'd been up there for hours. This wasn't no 1 or 2 hours. He may have been up there like 3 hours or 4 hours. It'd been a while. And I figured John was screwing him around, and I just wanted to find out what was going on up there. So that's all that was about. If they want to read more into it, that's up to them, you know.
I'm just asking you just because I...
Yeah, he was with John Snow, period.
Was that the same interview when Ryan from the state police was there?
I don't have any idea if Ryan was here. I know Ryan and another guy interviewed me, but I don't think that the state police have interviewed Brooks. There was a bigger guy. He was probably about, I don't know, blonde hair, short, kind of a heavier set guy, maybe about my height, 250, 240, something like that. And then there was Ryan Johnson was with him.
You ever seen Brooks lose it? What about in those rare occasions when he did?
Yeah, I can't even think of an example where he's just went off the, you know, I mean, every once in a while he may, you know, mess up on a house or something like that, you know, but, I mean, Brooks just, he's a pretty calm, laid-back dude. He's not, you know, I mean, he doesn't take medication. He is level-headed. I mean, he keeps up with about 100 rental property. He builds 8 or 10 houses all the time. I mean, he's just,
younger than you.
He's younger than me.
Ballard.
I think a lot of times Brooks thinks he's over me, you know, I mean, it just depends.
Is he a leader or a follower?
I think both of us somewhat are leaders.
What about when the two of you together? Who's the leader? Not what both of you, realistically.
I don't know. I'm not going to say
that. That's why I asked.
I don't want to put him down.
That's okay. What else haven't we talked about? If there was something that you knew would be helpful, but you felt you were not comfortable telling me someone else, would you?
You saying one of the detectives here and then just call you?
No, you me right now. Listen, talking. If there are other things that you do, comfortable talking about.
Yeah, I tell you that. I'd straight up tell you that.
You know, there are some other things you just do not discuss. No. Anything else I have not asked you about today? Is there any way to do? No. Think I treated you fairly today?
I think you have.
Professional with you?
Yes, sir.
Did you all scream to cuss at me?
No.
Did you all scream to cuss at me?
A little bit.
No. We'll step back out. We'll grab Ryan here and then we'll get back to work here.
Sounds good to me.
Appreciate you coming in. All right.
Drop your comments and tell me what you think. And with that, it is a wrap. Everybody, I thank you for coming in. Please make sure you click that like, the subscribe, and the bell for notifications so you do not miss the next time we drop a video and or a go live. Everybody, have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.